Patrick here. Welcome to Dollar Theater. That's right, Dollar Theater is back, and this week we will be discussing the second of three films, the Murdoch Mystery, three pilot films that aired before it came a series. The Murdoch Mysteries is a Canadian TV series. It's run 17 seasons, this beginning its 18th, so it's been on for a long time. Almost 300 episodes. They don't do full 23, 24 episodes like U.S. television does. They do theirs a little bit smaller, but still, plus the pilot movies and the regular season, they have 287 episodes. So last time we discussed the first movie, Except the Dying, and today we'll be talking about the middle film called Poor Tom is Cold. And I know it sounds like a weird title, doesn't it? But it does fit. So in the last episode, in the last movie, one of the things they showed was that Inspector Murdoch had got himself a protege, so to speak, a constable who wanted to learn about being a detective, and his name was Tom Ogden. Well, this movie opens up, and we figure that Tom Ogden is dead. A fellow constable finds him in a basement of an abandoned house, and he looks to appear to maybe have committed suicide. Of course, this rouses up Inspector Murdoch. He comes out and, along with the coroner, Dr. Julia Ogden, played by Keely Hawes. Detective Murdoch is once again played by Peter Outerbridge. And they find out through the way that the blood spatter is that it looked to be impossible for him to commit a suicide. But of course, there's a suicide note there, so it could be he could have killed himself, or he could not. That's the mystery. Of course, Detective Murdoch is more inclined to believe that he has not committed suicide, and so that's how he approaches this investigation. But in doing so, he discovers quite a bit about the young man who was his friend and also wanted to be a detective, and that Tom Ogden had his own life outside the force, and that included him being engaged to a woman. This engagement has led to a lot of problems, and it may have gotten poor Tom killed. Now, Inspector Murdoch is up to him, and of course with Dr. Ogden, and a piece of a very important, a little knowledge, a little information shared by Ettie Weston, who we met also in the first film, who was a streetwalker, but now she has moved up in the world, so to speak. She's working for at a more higher establishment, so to speak, and she still has feelings for Detective Murdoch, and but he really can't act on it. And of course, Ettie thinks it's because of who she is and what she does, but it's not really that easy. It's not simple. It's not that simple. The mystery is quite good. And you really feel with Murdoch here, as he's using all his new techniques to solve this case, including what they call finger marking. And finger marking basically was the early term for fingerprints. So he is, like I said before, he is a man of science. Very much remind you of Sleepy Hollow, the Ichabod Crane character, who's using all these future scientific equipment to solve his cases. Well, and of course that one had that one had a crazy plot, but the same idea applied in Sleepy Hollow as in the Murdoch Mysteries, as he's using techniques that not only nobody really knows about, but even his superiors look down upon because they don't understand it. So what they don't understand, they're afraid of. They are afraid of what they don't understand, right? And so that includes that includes that includes Breckenridge, who or Beck or God, I think I'm killing his name. I know. Let's see, Breckenreed, and play once again played by Colin Meaney, and he also wants a quick solve, but he doesn't want all this hocus pocus with all this scientific advancements on his cases. He just wants to shut it down. Of course, they're always intimidating Murdoch to let the highly connected get out. It's a really telling angle in this in the first two movies that happened. That the high society could put that much pressure on the police force to obstruct an investigation, even a murder investigation. Um, and you wonder how Detective Murdoch puts up with that, puts up with it, because it would be very hard for any of us today to try to solve a murder and yet being told by your superiors, yeah, we don't want you really to do that. We want you to go out there and do parking tickets or something like that. So there's a lot of frustration, and we see it in Murdoch's eyes, but he's patient. He just lets the inspector say what he says, what he needs to say, and then he continues on his investigation. And this one is personal, highly personal. So he is on the hunt. We also meet his new assistant in this episode, George Crabtree, who's played by Matthew McFadzean, and he is. We'll be seeing him again. We'll be seeing him again in as well. Um, this will be the last appearance for Keely Hawes as Dr. Julia Ogden. She will not be in our next and last episode of the Murdoch Mystery pilot films. We will be seeing Peter again, Peter Outerbridge, and we'll be seeing Flora Montgomery, and of course the aforementioned Matthew Fazine. But this will also be Colm Meaney's last appearance as Inspector Brackenreed. Now he will come. The characters that we see, well, we'll see Inspector Brackenreed come back, as will Julia Ogden. I do not believe this will be actually the last episode that we see of Ettie Weston. She will no longer be in the series with the TV, and I think that because they wanted to put a more emphasis on Dr. Ogden and Detective Murdoch. Though I do think, though, and it always is like this, that though it is an interesting relationship between the doctor and the detective, the forbidden relationship always is the one that has the most heat. And Flora Montgomery as Ettie Weston is she's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant, and she's beautiful. And she's a very good actress. You really feel her emotion. She's a really good actress. I don't understand why she didn't stay. I mean, she could have. I don't think it was the case where Peter Outerbridge had already a current series going. But or like I said, I just think they wrote her out because they wanted to put the focus on the character of Julia Ogden, and that's what they did. Uh, One good thing about this too, a couple of things I want to mention. This was written by Cal Coons, Gene Gregg, and this is based off the novel by Maureen Jennings. One thing I have to mention about this show here, and I really hope they kept it with the regular series, is the theme music. The opening theme music to the Ogden Mysteries is absolutely brilliant. Robert Carley did it. It is a very, very good entry. It grabs you right away. It's a gripping intro. You're instantly put on the edge of your seat, which is really cool for this series, considering that it takes place in 1890 Toronto. So there's not a lot of gunfights. There's not a lot of car chases, or or all that. It's a period piece, and it can, most people look at that like, well, it's going to be old fashioned. It's going to be slow. It isn't. It's very, very quick. I'm going to shout out some other names too. production design by Greg Sandals, set direction by Miriam Dechter, costume design by Madeline Stewart. Just all fantastic. All the departments are fantastic. You could definitely see why these movies did so well, and why the series did even better as it's going on to its 18th year. All right, so that is it for part 2 of the pilot of the Murdoch Mysteries. Probably should have shown that earlier, right? So we have one more to go. The last one is Under the Dragon's Tail, and I'll leave you with this. Under the Dragon's Tail is the best of the 3 movies. The best. It is a banger of a movie, and you'll never guess the ending. You'll never guess it. It is out of left field, way out of left field, but it stays true to the times. All right, thank you so much for watching this. If you're a fan of the Murdoch Mysteries, I had mentioned I had a few seasons of that. I was mistaken. I have Foyle's War, and I have George Gently, but I don't have any Matthew Murdoch seasons, so I will definitely be looking for those at the library. That's right. I got the Murdoch Mysteries for 75 cents. No, I didn't. I got this one for a quarter. I thought it was 75 cents, but I remember I got it for a quarter. Yeah, so I'm looking for those series as well. I have a feeling I will run across them sooner than later at the library, because my town's population tends to watch a little bit more highbrow TV and films than one would suspect. All right, if you've seen the Murdoch Mysteries, either the pilot movies or the series, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the series, or if you're still watching it, or you have any of the seasons. Yeah, drop a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the sub button, hit the notification bell, let you know whenever I do another video or go live. And I appreciate your support. And we will be back next Monday for the last one, the Murdoch Mysteries, the last one. And looking forward to it. All right, talk to you then. Peace.